Yeah, because we're stomping on them bitter ones.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back once again to Vicious Rants. And of course, I'm your host, your YouTube Messiah, and often imitated, never duplicated superstar Tim Vicious. And we are going into the show this week. Raw was in Atlanta, Georgia. Go home Raw, 2 Survivor Series coming up, and
Sanity's iffy.
this was a really good show. You know, I'm not gonna lie. This was probably one of my more favorite go-home shows this past year. Now, before we get into the show, do want to address the one thing that's obvious. The day of this recording does mark the 12-year anniversary of Eddie Guerrero passing. It's very sad. Two things that always come to mind to me on this with Eddie. One, the day when the news broke and I heard, I openly cried. And I'm not talking like small little like, man, that sucks kind of tears. No, I mean like as if it was like my uncle or my sister or a family member passed. I openly wept. And I am not ashamed to admit that. Now, the other thing that I would also comes to mind is it's kind of actually a funny story. When I was doing my backyard stuff, me and my partner, we were running red hot as bad guys, you know, as heels, and it was our first show after Eddie passed, and wound up saying, hey, we're going to do something as a thing for Eddie. So we come out and, you know, we don't have a whole lot of people watching. It's like maybe 40 or 50, but, you know, for a backyard show, that feels like, you know, we sold out like a stadium or something. But we're coming out, we do our thing. Next thing you know, I got a megaphone in my hand and I just yell, before we go and kick your ass all over this damn place, this match goes right here to the one person who's got the best seat in the damn house. Eddie, we love and miss you, brother. We did the match. It was nothing big, nothing fancy, but at the end, you know, we did our stuff for a finish. Next thing you know, like, whoa, wait, hold up. We set them up on these makeshift plywood tables, and I mean literally makeshift. It was like this really ghetto-looking kind of thing. And we had them on opposite sides, and we did frog splashes onto the guys on opposite ends of the tables, and then afterwards we got up and did the thing like Eddie, and what cracks me up about it is, one, I can't dance for the life of me, so seeing a skinny white boy trying to dance is funny in and of itself, and two, after that little moment wound up turning us into faces. It made us good guys. So I always kind of laugh at that sense of it took a wrestler. It took one of the greatest ever passing to make me a good guy, and I am always gonna remember that and love that. And Eddie, from the bottom of my heart, man, we miss you dearly. Now, with that said, we are on with this week's show. Raw was in Atlanta, Georgia, and like I said, this was probably one of the best go-home shows, I gotta say, for a pay-per-view this past year in and of itself. Now, it started out with Kurt coming out addressing, you know, with Survivor Series looming right around the corner, and just like, you know, Team Raw like chewing their nails, kind of like, what are we doing? And then, of all people who comes out of nowhere, the MILF in charge, Mrs. Stephanie McMahon, I should say, she comes out, starts berating Kurt badly, like, so, remind me again, who was the 5th person you decided to add to your team? It was Jason Jordan. And remind me, who is Jason Jordan? In which case, I blew up laughing because my first thought was, oh my God, she just made she has been reading the tweets off the internet, because that's basically sums up everyone's reaction with Jordan. And it was just, yeah, Jason Jordan, my son. And just, and who did my brother get? John Cena. Like, just drilling into him about it. And, you know, I just thought that was hilarious. You know, she basically, to sum it up, she basically kind of said, I want you to bring my brother's head on a silver platter at the end of the show. That's basically what she was saying, to sum it up, because she said, what are you going to do to my brother? I'm going to break his damn leg. I'm going to break his damn ankle. She said, no, not good enough. I want you to bring me his broken body. So, yeah. Anyways, after that, they did a segment later on, which showing everyone for Team Raw, you know, having to go and show their, well, chutzpah, so to say, you know, on why Raw is going to be the dominant team. They said Kurt put Finn and Joe in a tag match. We'll get to that later on. Put Jason Jordan in a match against Bray Wyatt, of all people. We'll get to that later on. And then, Braun Strowman, I want Kane. That's literally, word for word, that's exactly on how that conversation went. And it's like, okay, fine, you have Kane. So that was it. We'll get to that we'll get to that also. Now, first match of the night, it was triple threat women's match to see who's going to be the last member to be on Team Raw for the Women's Survivor Series match. Mickie James, Dana Brooke, Bayley. Now for whatever reason, Team Raw was all standing by the entryway, and Sasha and Alicia kind of looking like, oh, isn't this a fun moment? Yeah, oh. Asuka's just like, okay, I'm ready to go and beat someone up now. And Nia's just standing there like, what the hell is all this shit about? Why am I out here? Huh? You know, but either way, you know, it was pretty nice, you know, nice bit of start for the action. Mickie, she wound up taking the lead at the start. Honestly, at Dana Brooke, she kind of felt like the third wheel in this one. You know, kind of my feeling on that. But probably the best part of this match was Dana, she got knocked outside the ring right in front of Team Raw, to which then, as she's trying to get herself up, Asuka goes to lean over like, oh, here, let me help you up. Dana just goes, I don't need that. Wham! And decks her, and then she just looks like, no. Like, she just realized who she just hit, and Asuka was like, motherfucker! Went through the ring, out the ring, and then Asuka just did a spinning heel kick and wham! Knocked her head out. Dana was out for the rest of the match. Not much left by the time that happened, though. Match came to an end when Mickie, she went to go set up for her DDT, in which case then Bayley countered, hit the Bayley to belly, got the 1, 2, 3. Kind of obvious Bayley was going to be on it, but, you know, here's the thing, and again, the thing that I always stress across with wrestling, you know, even if you know what the ending is going to be, who cares? The whole wrestling is storytelling, so focus on the storytelling. Don't focus on how it's going to end. Focus on the story, focus on everything that leads up to the ending, you know? Now, either way, next up, Cruiserweight Tag Team match, Enzo and Drew Gulak versus Kalisto and Akira Tozawa. For whatever reason, they decided to do this. More so to hype up because on the pre-show, they're going to have Enzo defend the title against Kalisto, and honestly, the only thing that could remotely make Enzo seem semi-presentable They got Drew Gulak making Al Gore look fun. I'm being serious. That's really it. You know, Drew Gulak being like that extremely overly dry kind of humor, like Enzo doing that. How you doing? I'm doing quite well. Thank you for asking. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, not gonna lie, this had an kind of match. I mean, kind of feel. I mean, yeah, you know, I was trying to avoid saying this was, but I don't see any other way to really define it. This is the piss break of the night, folks. This is the piss break. So yeah, this was the piss break match of the night. Yeah, match wound up ending when Enzo wound up throwing frickin' Tozawa into Kalisto. As Kalisto was on the apron, he threw Tozawa into him. He came down. Next thing you know, got him up, got him, and boom, hit him with Eat Defeat. Got the 1, 2, 3 after that. So yeah. Next matchup, we get the Bray Wyatt versus Jason Jordan match. Before I get into that match, let's all just appreciate for a moment that Bray Wyatt is back on TV and nobody is addressing the whole Sister Abigail thing. Man, that felt good. Anyways, as far as the match went, Jordan, he was pretty much on point, but, you know, it was nice. You know, the kid's got skill. The kid's got skill and he's got talent. But, you know, it's... I don't know, it's like that one thing is kind of missing. It's that thing to make him like that ability to have him be himself out there, you know? Like Steve Austin will say, for example, the Stone Cold gimmick. It's just basically, you know, obviously we all know how Stone Cold started out. It was supposed to be like a kind of like based off the Ice Truck Killer, just being very stone cold and methodical, but it eventually just changed to where it was really Steve Austin dialed to 11. And, you know, honestly, Jordan needs something like that. A gimmick that's all him and just turned up all the way to 11. That's really it. But either way, yeah, he was pretty good on point with Bray. I mean, but Bray, he wound up getting the upper hand and wound up hitting him with a Uranagi. Bray hit him with a Uranagi, and he got control after the break. Or not, I'm sorry, didn't hit him with a Uranagi. Well, he did at one point, but that wasn't the end. End came with Jordan doing a quick roll-up, got the 1, 2, 3, that was it. Which case you could see Kurt and Steph in the back like, yeah, you see that? That's my son, that's my boy, he did good, yay, way to go, son. And then afterwards, you see Jordan starting to limp a little, nursing his leg, and then Bray just, boom, goes to town and destroys him, beats the crap out of him. And then you see, and then the end of sequence, fade to black, go to commercial, they come back, you see Jordan in the medical room, soaked in ice, covered head to toe in ice. Kurt saying, I can't have you out there like that. No, please, I need this, don't do this to me, please, Dad. And then Kurt just like... So Kurt eventually comes out to the ring, addresses it, and just as he's about to say something on it, next thing you know, out comes Jordan. Come on, don't do this to me. And then out again comes Stephanie, says, come on, say it. And then of all people, huge shock, was not expecting this, out of nowhere, the God King himself, Triple H, returns. The God King has returned. You know, they wind up and he comes out, says, if you won't say it, I will. Jordan's replacement is gonna be me. And then just Jordan's like, oh, please don't, please. And then, you know, he looked like he was a heartbeat away from just doing the, I got nowhere else to go. Yeah, he looked like he was a heartbeat away from pulling that out, but did that. Next, you know, Hunter, boom, kicked him in the gut, pedigree, so, and then walked out. So yeah, Trip is, Hunter's back. He's there for it. And a lot of people, one thing I want to address real quick. Saw after Triple H made that announcement, a lot of people were throwing out statistics up on the Twitter thing, and we're talking about everyone's age brackets, And the youngest guy in the Survivor Series match is like 33 or 35, I think. But either way, here's the thing. Are you really going to be that concerned about how old they are as opposed to on how well they can perform? Because let's just say, for example, excuse me. Let's just say, for example, take someone that is like Chris Jericho. He's 47. He's going against Kenny Omega. Now, at any point in time, when Chris Jericho was doing his most current run in WWE, did anybody bother to address his age? No. No one did. It boggles the mind why everyone won't bother to think about it at this one moment, but the second something else happens, everyone's like, oh my god, everyone's like all old, and like back in the 90s, nobody would have ever had somebody this old on there. Well, dude, duh, you just said it yourself, back in the 90s. This ain't the 90s no more, Move on, dipshit. Either way, next matchup we got 6-man tag action. Miz, Sheamus, and Cesaro going up against the Shield, and I mean the whole Shield. No substitutions, no added GMOs, no nothing like that. It was Ambrose, Rollins, and Reigns. All three of them came out again. And not gonna lie, it was pretty cool to see them all come out again. They even did the old classic entrance. Seth rolled through like a ninja. Dean just hopped the barricade like he was hopping a fence, and Roman just kind of walked over it like, yeah, you know what? I don't need to do nothing special. I'm the big guy in this group, bitch. As far as this match goes, nice match. Like the pace, like the feel. And seeing it, it was the first time seeing the Shield work together. Now, Roman wasn't tagged during the match until later on, but it was mostly Seth and Dean doing the tags, which, okay, makes sense. Build up, because, man, once Roman gets that hot tag, the roof on the arena is going to blow. Not whether for good or bad, who cares, but, whew, they were doing good. Shield, they were doing good, held their own. Even at one point to where they had Miz running out into the crowd to get away from them for a minute, and then they came back. But yeah, like I said, Roman got the hot tag, got in there, freaking destroyed. They cleared house, they took out Sheamus, Cesaro, and then Miz was left in there like, huh? Saw freaking Dean and Seth on opposite sides, and he was like, oh, and then turned around to go try to run away. He got like maybe half a step, and then Roman, boom, speared him. And then afterwards, that's when they called for it. They did the triple power bomb, took him out, 1, 2, 3. The boys are back. Now, for how long, that's all a matter of speculation. I don't like to go by the ideas on what the dirt sheets say, because take the word off the rumor mill with a grain of salt, because honestly, like they say, it's a dirt sheet. Rumors are rumors for a reason. Now, next matchup, tag team match, Finn and Joe going against the Good Brothers themselves, Luke Gallows, Karl Anderson. I would say, there's a reason why I'm able to get away with this, whereas the Elite can't. There's a certain reason why Vince McMahon slides into my DMs every now and then. Either way, as far as this goes, it was interesting to see because of the fact of, well, wait, the Good Brothers are gonna fight their good brother, Finn? What? Ooh, this is gonna be interesting. And it was, Finn and Joe, they had that disgruntled kind of getting along, like Joe shoving Finn right before the match started, and then Joe aggressively, wham, slamming across Finn's back to go and tag himself in. And at one point, also, he got in the ring, and it looked like Finn was going to go and clock Finn. Stepped out the way, boom, took out Gallows, and just looked like, you owe me. And then walked back. Now, it was a good match, liked the pace, liked the feel. Finn, he was pretty much the punching bag for it, which, honestly, it made sense because story-wise, they're beating up their friend, and it's showing that they don't mind it. And also, Joe is built to be this big powerhouse guy. How are you going to sell that idea that he's a big powerhouse guy if he's getting beat up and he's being the team punching bag in a tag match? Now, match wound up coming to an end when Joe wound up hitting a Uranagi on Karl Anderson, and then just as he did that, tagged Finn in, and then Joe did a suicide dive to go take out Gallows as Finn went up and did the coup de grace on Anderson, got the 1, 2, 3. That was it for that. So yeah, now we come to the main event of the night. Kane, Braun Strowman, Braun pretty much slamming and powering into Kane like you would not believe, like pretty much like it was. Like you expected to. Best part of it was hearing him when he was jamming Kane's head into the ring post. He was like, "You stuffed me in a garbage truck! I'll never forget that!" Saying something like that. I thought that was funny. Like, oh, fuck. Damn, don't let me piss you off. Whew. But yeah. Wound up doing that. Kane started to get some shots back in on him. Even cracked him once or twice with a chair. Braun just like, "What'd you do, motherfucker?" Just looked at him like that, and then he proceeded to keep on brawling. Yeah, they got back in the ring. At one point, Braun had a table set up. Looked like he was going to superplex him from the outside onto it. Didn't, though. He got back in, hit him with an axe handle, and then got him up. And Braun had Kane up for the running power slam, hit him, and boom! Broke into the ring. Like, here's the floor, and smash! Floor broke. So yeah, they went through the ring, and as everyone's like, "Oh my god, they went through!" They faded it out. They ended the show there. Beautiful, beautiful way to end the show. End it on a hot note like that. Like, oh my god. They just tore the ring. They literally went through the ring. Oh my god. Now, either way, that is it for this week's show, folks. So, do not forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, go back, watch some of the other episodes. Make sure you look for me on my Twitter at Tim Vicious. Also do have another account, Tim_Vicious. Also, make sure you check out the information down below for the Dad Show, Lifestyle Podcast, Storytelling Podcast, whatever kind of podcast you really want to see it as, that's what it is. Also, make sure you also look for me on my Facebook gimmick, Tim Ash, and you do not forget to follow all of these cool ass cats right here on Twitter. So make sure you check out Axel's new Project Fruit Wrestling Review. Kenny Killer, my two co-hosts for the Dad Show. New episodes are coming soon. It's a matter of when, not if. I am Dean Sunday, and my executive producer for this show, Oliver Ben, who did provide music for this week's show. Check on iTunes, Spotify, and such. Details are down below. Make sure y'all hit him up also for one of these Ali Rewind shirts. Show some love and support for the man. Cranky asshole, Aaron_DeBar, and Daddy MWP. Folks, like I always tell y'all, you love me great, you hate me.
I'm gifted and I'm screaming hits, streaming live from where I fit, 'cause the path